Well, hello, children. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Film Junkie Live on your Wednesday, smack dab in the middle of the month, January 15th. What's going on, everybody? How we doing? How we doing out there? Hopefully doing pretty good. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that like, thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Yes, do all the things. Follow me. Follow me. We got the Patreon. We got the members. We do a members-only stream after every Wednesday stream. So hopefully you guys are doing good. How we doing out there? Let's see what's happening. We got Ryan. Evening. I think Swamp Thing Solo is going to be a sleeper hit. Yeah, we're going to do some talking about that. Not much DCU news, but James Mangold came through. And thank you, James, for the $4 super chat. Much appreciated, sir. Thought I would give you some money since Warner Brothers aren't being so tight. I know, right? Still waiting for that check. Still waiting for that back pay, I tell you what. Hey, we got Miss Jackson here. Good to see you, darling. What's going on, Music Man? What is happening? Mr. Nobody, yes. So the stream did end early on Monday. Not sure why it was a YouTube thing, because it didn't happen on Twitter. So I'm not sure exactly what happened with that there. Yeah. Crazy, I don't know. Freaking YouTube, am I right? Freaking YouTube, I tell you what. Not sure why that was the case, but hey, it happens. But yeah, YouTube ended it. I was like, wait a minute. I saw somebody say, oh, did it end? I think it was Eric that said that. Eric, of course, you are still the executive producer this week. Didn't have time to, if you guys saw the post show on my Patreon, I post a post show every Monday on Patreon. I worked 2 hours extra for work, so I didn't have time to, do the new executive producer. So, hey, we're carrying it over. Eric, you are the executive producer this week when it comes to live streams and everything like that. So I'll announce the new executive producer on Friday's vodka stream. So, but yeah, it ended early. Not sure what happened. YouTube was just like, nope, we're ending this. Sorry about that. So anyways, let's see what's going on. Eric? Well, we've certainly learned that HBO Max series that Swamp Thing can be a successful character, even with no support from the studio. It's very true. I mean, that's what we're going to be talking about for sure. So, what's going on, Eric Patterson? Hey there, Dave. How are you doing today? Pretty good. Got a little worried, though, because, not going to lie, I mean, there's still devastation happening in Southern California. There's still fires happening. And, people still need help. So like I said, if you have anything to donate, just, local Red Cross, you could find everything, and everybody's posting things online and stuff like that. I was a little worried because the wind started kicking up again earlier, like in the afternoon. It started kicking up, but it's good now. Wind started kicking up, though, earlier. And then 15 miles away, a fire started. Yes, a fire did start, but I think it was it's nothing to worry about. So I think we're all right. I think we're okay. What's going on, Phil? Good to see you, Phil. Hit that like, thumbs up. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, always, man. Always. You're an associate producer. You're associate producer. You help with the panel. You know how it is. Yeah, it's a little low. I think I probably should turn down the music, right? It's probably what it is. The music gets a little too loud. Maybe I should turn it up a little bit. Turn up the volume just a little bit on the mic and everything. So I don't know. And we got Axel. What's happening? What's going on, Kenny? Good to see you. Did I say hi to everybody here? Probably, maybe. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. We got people in the chat. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining, of course. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Do all that. Hey, what's going on? Hey, whoa. We got some late comers right here. We got RJ and we got Lane. What's going on, brothers? Good to see you guys. All right, so hopefully you guys have had a good couple of days. Like I said, when it came to, go Rams, I guess. I'm rooting for the Rams. Obviously, on Monday's Film Junkie Live, I had the playoff game in the background. And, I'm going to root for the Rams. I think the Rams hopefully could take it because, hey, Los Angeles needs it right now. So rooting for the Rams, my dad's team, of course. So, hopefully they can, go all the way. They're going to be playing. Who are they playing on Sunday? They're playing, I forgot who they're playing on Sunday, but I'm going for the Rams. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to root for them, the underdog. They're definitely the underdog, but I think Los Angeles could use a little pick-me-up when it comes to right now, and I think that's what, kind of helped when it came to the game on Monday. I think a lot of people were rooting for the Rams and everything, so yeah, I know. Well, yeah, they're playing the Eagles. That's right, RJ. That's your team, huh? Ooh. Hey, you never know. Just saying, you never know. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game for sure. But I'm going to be rooting for the Rams for sure. But, we got the playoffs happening this weekend. 4 games, right? And then is it 4 games or is it, yeah. So we got 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. So it should be interesting. And, like I said, I think I'm going for the Rams all the way. We all want the Chiefs to lose, right? I know, it's just kind of funny. It's but what's up, Cloned Avenger? I'm a Raiders fan, been in a tough. You've had it tough. Well, sooner or later you'll find your things. You'll find your coaches and players to make things gel and everything. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. I don't have wildfires. Well, that's good. Why Ark? It's good that you don't have that. I'll be sad if the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, odds are they probably will go to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I mean, right now I'm going for, when it comes to rooting this weekend, it's Rams and it's Bills. That's what it is. What's going on, Curbson? What's going on, Real Anarchy? Not an Eagles fan, but the Eagles are just balling. Yeah, that could be the case right there. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Ravens are... Yeah, we're how many... I don't even know, how many games are actually playing this weekend. Is it 3? Is it 2 and 3? I don't even know how many games are playing on Saturday, what's playing on Sunday. I think it's just 2. There's just 2 games on each day, right? I don't know. I'm all lost when it comes to that. You want the Ravens and Eagles. Yeah, I just think I think we're kind of sick of the Chiefs getting into the Super Bowl. And then, of course, the whole, that whole thing that's going on with there. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. But I'm rooting for the Rams. But I'm also, just because in fantasy football, I've always had Josh Allen as my quarterback in fantasy football. So, what's going on, Kaisi Cinema right there? Yeah, going pretty good. Good to see you. You know what? I've tuned in to you and your brother's, right? Your brother's videos, and the way that you get, you guys are so opposite when it comes to what you guys like. That's for damn sure. I love it. I actually love that dynamic you guys have there. Might have to have you guys on soon. And anyways, so all right, let's get started, guys. Let's get started, and the first thing I want to talk about right here, enough of the football talk. Let's get into the movie nerd talk stuff right here. No one asked for this. I love it when I see this in my mentions. Anytime something's announced, I always get the people who asked for this. No one asked for this. All this kind of stuff. Blah 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 blah. I just hate it. I always hate it when you post something, you go oh, okay, something's in development, and yeah, maybe even myself, I'm always going, this might not be for me. Why are they actually doing this? I don't know. I mean, even recently, I think it was even announced today. I didn't really tweet about it or anything like that, but apparently there's a new Gremlins movie in development and a Goonies movie in development. There's been talk about a Goonies sequel forever. I don't even, and the original actors like Sean Astin and a lot of these guys, they've even said it's not going to happen. But sometimes some people just no one asked for this. But I love what David Ayer had to say right here, because it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, because he retweeted this and he put, hey, facts right here. When this guy named Nick Corcio Curcio said, no one asked for this movie. No one asked for a movie about Legos. No one asked for a movie about a toy doll. No one asked for a movie about a defunct cell phone. Audiences don't know what they want until they have it. A good movie is a good movie is a good movie. Thank you. Oops. Had that still triggered. Thank you. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, no one asked for things, but you never know if you're going to get gold. That's the thing. You never know. And that's what, when I see people saying, like, no one asked for this, like, well, can we just wait until we see the thing? You know, I mean, yes, no one asked for Kraven the Hunter, and that ended up being a shit sandwich, which I have something from Kraven in a little bit here that I'm going to show you guys that is absolutely ridiculous. But I'm just saying, I hate it when people say, who asked for this? No one asked for this. Because it's like, yeah, maybe you didn't, but somebody probably wanted something like this. I don't know. And then you just never know. You could have gold. You just could have gold, okay? You know, whatever. No one asked for, no one asked for Forrest Gump, you know, about a guy who's mentally disabled that ends up going through like a lot of history stuff and runs really, really, you know, he can run pretty good and stuff like that. Nobody asked for that, but guess what? It's a classic movie. Nobody asked for that, but hey, somebody wrote it, somebody made it, and that, you know, that person was, you know, of course, Zemeckis, and it's a classic movie. So, yeah, nobody asked. I mean, we asked for things. We definitely asked for things, but I hate it when you just never know. You just never know. Anyways, but I like that David Ayer posted that, and he did a GIF that said, facts. Yes, it is. I'm like, yes, absolutely. Jesus Christ. Even with this right here, and Scott McClellan put this right here, you know, we're all dorks. We're all dorks. We're all nerds, and this totally appeals to Scott McClellan and I, which, of course, you know, in an hour, 2 hours, well, I don't know when it is. I don't know, 8 o'clock Pacific time. We do DC Fanimated, which we're doing tonight. We're going to be talking about a Batman episode. And I love the fact that he posted this screenshot right here because it's pretty funny. You're in your 40s, well, in your 30s. Well, he crossed out because we are in our 40s. Early 40s, okay? We both just kind of, you know, we're in our early stages of 40-isms. And you still watch cartoons? You people will put an age limit on everything except being stupid. Except for everything stupid, yes. Yeah. Don't ever let anybody say, like, Jesus Christ, you're this age, and you're still watching cartoons, you're still collecting comic books, you're still excited for comic book movies or any kind of, like, stupid movie. Yeah, it doesn't matter, okay? Don't let anybody ever say that, like, you know, because of your age and whatnot. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that shit. I just, you know what? I don't care. If people like look down on you, because, you know, that happens. That's what happens in real life. It happens online too. It happens in real life. But I'm just like, what are you excited about, huh? What are you watching? What are you scrolling? What are you scrolling through when you're going through TikTok, huh? What are you looking at? Dances? Makeup tutorials? What are we doing? You know, it's like, don't look down on me. Because I'm like sitting here going, you know, I understand the content, you know, when I see the stuff that I've been watching or reading for decades, okay? Just because I'm now a grown man doesn't mean shit, all right? We still love this stuff. Anyways. Love hurts. I cannot wait for this movie because, you know, this dude deserves it. He definitely deserves it, and I really hope this movie is going to be phenomenal, and it should be phenomenal, you know, when it comes to fighting. New poster for Love Hurts, starring Ke Huy Quan. Come on. And then, of course, Ariana DeBose is also in there. She's also in this, too, and this is from the producers of Nobody and Violent Night. But, yes, this is a new poster right here, which, hey, I love it. I love it. Look at this poster. He's got his left fist wrapped up. It's a little bloody. He's got his glasses that are cracked. And, you know, of course, he's got the little, like, Valentine's Day candies, the little heart candies. What are those called? Like, I can't remember, but, you know, those really chalky candies that are awful. They're horrible. They're horrible. I don't know why anybody even eats those. I can't even remember the last time I had those candies because they're so good. It's like eating slightly flavored chalk. It's gross. But looking forward to Love Hurts right there. And I love the fact that they've been doing some promotion, especially when it came to the Eagles. Perfect. It was perfect marketing when it came to this movie because on, what was it, Sunday? I don't know which, I think it was Sunday, right? When the Eagles and the Packers were playing. Quarterback, Jordan Love. Quarterback, Jalen Hurts. So you had Love Hurts. Literally, it was like perfect. It was a match made. So you had like a little thing that happened pregame that had Mr. Kwan right here doing something. And of course, they showed like a little TV spot and everything like that. It was perfect. You had both of the quarterbacks. That literally was the title. Love Hurts. It was perfect. And you just got to love that marketing. You got to love that marketing right there. So they did good. They're like Smarties. See, Smarties are good. Okay, Versus Seed, good to see you. And good to see you too, Stephanie T and the Watcher. But yeah, Smarties were good because they had a sweetness, almost like a sour sweetness to them. These these were just gross. Like, I hated them. Obviously, you know, when you're a kid, especially a young boy, you're like, ew, Valentine's Day, blah, 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 you know. Girls have cooties, you know, you do that whole thing. So you didn't want to have any of that stuff. What are we doing here? Yeah, it was, ugh. Yeah, ugh. But yeah, marketing was really good. I mean, it was like a match made in heaven because you had the quarterback, Jordan Love, and Jalen Hurts going against each other. Love Hurts. It worked. It just really worked. Yeah, if you know, you wanna give me some candy? Yeah, give me a fucking Reese's Hearts. Yeah, give me a Reese's that is in the shape of a heart. Yeah, chocolate, peanut butter. I'm all about that. I'm totally all about that right there. All right. I haven't really talked about this, but I'm going to talk about it right now because there's an aspect of this whole thing that's happening that I just go, "Oh my God, this is so stupid. This is so stupid." But of course, there's been some controversy when it comes to Justin Baldoni and of course Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And I don't even remember what the frickin' movie is called, but, you know, there was like, you know, there's accusations of him and sexual harassment that she's accusing him of and everything like that. There's a whole thing that's going back and forth. And I haven't really covered it because I just didn't really care. I was like, oh, there's something going on with that. I didn't think it was going to be anything, but of course it is something. And there's things going back and forth. And I'm not even really taking a side. You know me, I don't really like to take sides when it comes to this whole thing. I really don't, because when it comes to things like this, it's like, all right, let them work it out. Let's see what happens. But, you know, and when it comes to some of these things, I've talked to even friends and people who are more than know. I mean, yeah, it seems like Mr. Justin here does have some things on Blake Lively when it comes to receipts and text messages and everything that is totally going to be good for his side of the whole thing. But this part right here is the stupidest part, and it's going to hurt his case, and he looks like a little bitch when it comes to this right here. Justin Baldoni and his lawyer have sent a litigation hold letter to Marvel and Disney to demand they give all documents related to the development of Nice Pull in Deadpool and Wolverine. They've previously accused Ryan Reynolds of mocking Baldoni with the Nice Pull character. So, Justin right here got his feelings hurt because he thinks that Nice Pull is Ryan Reynolds mocking him. Or they're using, of course, the term bullying. Who the fuck cares? You know how many people... Have you watched Deadpool and Wolverine or any of the Deadpool movies? It is constant mocking. It's mocking nonstop. They've made fun of so many people. There's a laundry list of people they've made fun of. Okay? And if this is the case, which, of course, who knows if it's actually the case? It's just a suspicion. Who the fuck cares? It's a $1 billion movie. It's a $1 billion movie. Do you think that Marvel Studios is going to be like, Ryan Reynolds, come into my, Kevin Feige, he's going to be upset. Hey, come into the office. He's going to sit him down, sit on the desk, sit on the desk and be like, did you bully this guy? Did you actually purposely? This is so stupid. Stupidest part. This guy had receipts when it came to text messages between Blake Lively that could help his case and all this kind of stuff like that. Cool. That works. That's going to help your case. This shit right here, this is petty little bitch energy. Like, what are we doing here? Like, who cares? Like, what is this? I've seen nothing but ridicule. I've seen nothing but people make fun of this guy for this part of the whole thing. This is not helping his case. Drop it. Who cares? Who cares? Even if he did, who cares? Deadpool makes fun of people all the time. There's there's layers to all this stuff. It's the stupidest thing. It's the stupidest freaking thing. But it sucks. It sucks that, with everything that's happening, sure. But this is not helping the case. This is absolutely not helping the case. This is the stupidest part of this whole thing. Stupidest part. Anyway, sorry. I had to get that out because I've been hearing things and I'm like, okay, I think he has a case. He does have a case. But this hurts the case because it's just irrelevant. This part of it is relevant. What do you think is going to happen? That Marvel Studios is just going to cut ties and Ryan Reynolds' representation is just going to cut ties because he might have done that? It's like the movie made over $1 billion and made them a ton of money. Yeah, that's going to fucking happen just because you might think that he was making fun of you with Nice Pull? Okay. That's just, him and his lawyers need to throw that part out of it and just stick with the shit that they have. So ridiculous. Anyways, all right. Severance season 2, finally, right? I will say this when it comes to series nowadays, and I think somebody brought this up too. I saw it on my timeline, and I completely agree. It does kind of suck. Nowadays, before when you had a successful series or a successful sitcom or whatever, you knew that it was coming back in less than a year. Like when you got the season finale, you knew in 8-9 months you're gonna get a new season, and if there was a cliffhanger, you're gonna find out what happened with that cliffhanger and stuff like that. Sadly, when it comes to nowadays, when it comes to streaming series, sometimes we're waiting fucking 2 years, and it's it kind of sucks that we have to wait so long for a lot of things nowadays. But Severance came out 2022? I want to say this came out a while ago. Excellent series. Excellent. If you haven't watched it yet on Apple TV, do yourself a favor. And season 2 is coming out on Friday, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Cannot wait because there was a cliffhanger, and it was what the hell is going to happen? But at Grand Central Station, they set up a whole little display thing, and the actual actors from there showed up and just acted like they were part of the world right here. Did you guys see this? Yeah, so there's Adam Scott right there and the other cast members just in this little glass freaking cube right here in the middle of Grand Central Station. So cool.
Really?
Yeah, people were taking pictures. People were, and of course Ben Stiller was posting all this, and it was just because Ben Stiller, of course, is one of the writers, producers, and whatever, so it was just hell yeah. That's so cool. That's great marketing right there. So it was just so random. I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty brilliant right there. Then you got Sebastian Stan. Sebastian Stan, well, let's just face it. I would probably suspect that Sebastian Stan probably got a call from Andrew Garfield and was like, dude, I feel for you. I feel for you, Sebastian Stan, because, well, Sebastian Stan, we know he's going to be showing up as Bucky, Winter Soldier in the Thunderbolts movie, but we don't know if he's going to show up in the Captain America Brave New World movie. He's going to show up. How does he not show up? I mean, it might not be who knows if it's going to be a full scene or if it's just going to show up at the end. Who knows? But of course, naturally, he was asked if he shows up in that, and here's his response.
I think, can we talk about Marv? Are you in?
Oh yeah. No. Sorry. You mean
Look at his face
Thunderbolts?
already.
Well, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
But are you also in Captain America? I think that's been a little bit of a question.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
I want you to channel Tom Holland right now. Sometimes he tells me.
I mean, look at that face right there. He's like, oh shit, he's about to ask. And then I love what he says right here. Like,
I think, can we talk about Marv? Are you in?
Oh
Captain?
yeah. No. Sorry. You mean Thunderbolts?
You mean Thunderbolts? Talk about Thunderbolts, because people know that hey, I'm in Thunderbolts. I'm in Thunderbolts right now. I'm not. I'm in Thunderbolts. Right. Thunderbolts. And look at him scratch his face.
Right. Are you also in Captain America? I think that's been a little bit of a question.
I did not.
I want you to channel Tom Holland right now.
Oh, that's so funny. I mean, come on. How does he not show up in Captain America Brave New World? How does he not? I mean, come on. I mean, it's not even like that big of a deal. I mean, when it came to Andrew Garfield, that was a huge deal. That was big. That was literally just like, hey, this is multiverse shit. This is just like, yeah, there was literally Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, which wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad series. I actually enjoyed the series. Even though I think that Bucky should have got the shield more than Sam, but hey, and I'm just saying, because he is the super soldier, it made sense, but hey, I'm just saying. So yeah, fucking A, of course he is going to be in that. He's going to be in Brave New World. Are we kidding here? What are we doing? Ugh. Oh, okay. Let me talk about this real quick, because it is interesting. Because I saw a tweet. I'm not going to bring it up right here, but I saw a tweet and I quote tweeted and I said, very much so. And I do want to, kind of like talk about it, because the tweet right here says the line between fan and hater is a blurry one. Yeah, I read that and was like, wow, that's pretty good. It's from Zuby Music, at Zuby Music. He put that right there, and I was like, wow, that, I mean, obviously, he's in a whole different category. I mean, he does music stuff, he does political stuff and stuff like that. But when I read that, I was like, Jesus Christ, that is so freaking true. I mean, my God. I mean, especially nowadays, if you want to like put it into like, fandoms that we're in right now, I mean, there is a blurry line when it comes to an actual fan and then just a hater. Because sometimes I just kind of wonder when I see on my timeline, I'm like, are you even a fan of this shit? Like sometimes and I've said it, I've talked about it many times where I'm just like, it doesn't seem like this person is actually a fan of this stuff. It just seems like they just get really tribalistic. And then of course, this happened, of course, when it comes to Zach, and when we were defending Zach and what he was doing, and then there was just people that just wanted to hate on it, because they just, for some reason, just hated Zach and what he did, especially when it came to comic book characters. It's like they just absolutely hated it, and sometimes they contradicted themselves and sounded like hypocrites when they'd be like, I want to see a Superman like this, and then it's like, hey, buddy, he actually did do that you wanted. You just didn't pay attention to it, because I don't know if you're an actual fan. You are a fan of this stuff, but then you're just a hater of this individual person. And it was just it always felt like that, when it came to that, and still feels like that when it comes to Zack Snyder and stuff like that. But now I'm seeing the same thing when it comes to James Gunn. It's a different kind of, I've been saying it time and time again. I'm like having deja vu. I'm literally just having like, deja vu, where I'm starting to go like, well, wait a minute. Okay, so you're not a fan of, it just sounds like you're not a fan of James Gunn. It's like, okay, you're not a fan of James Gunn. You're just a hater. So, it's like, it's almost like the same thing is happening almost a decade later, where it's like, oh shit, I'm a fan of the content. I want to see what this person has to do with this character or with these characters or with this universe, see what they actually do. And everything that's, I'll, get into my mentions, just like I used to get into my mentions when it came to Zach. Now I'm getting it when I'm like defending this new Superman, this new universe. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. But there is a very, very blurry line when it comes to that. And sometimes I'm just kind of wondering, like, are you a fan, or you just want to hate? You just want to hate. You just want to like blast that kind of stuff. And I hate that. And I hate that that's where we're at right now, but nothing we can actually do about it. But, you know, yeah, some of it could be bots. Could be bots, but that's just the way it is. Anyways, there you go. Just wanted to say that real quick. And let's see. Oh, and then speaking of Zack Snyder, oh, wow, let's talk about this. Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler talked about the insane amount of actors that were injured while they filmed 300. That's right. So obviously Gerard Butler has been promoting Den of Thieves 2, and naturally somebody's going to ask about, hey, what happened when it came to 300? Because, 300 was just, I don't care what anyone says. That's where Zach made his name. That's where Zach created his signature, because I don't know how many movies ever since 300 came out, I don't know how many filmmakers have tried to emulate what he achieved in that movie. And I remember when that movie came out, and I was like, I didn't really know who Zack Snyder was. I saw Dawn of the Dead, and then, of course, 300 being the follow-up, didn't really know the name. Saw the name, but didn't, obviously it wasn't like the name that I know now. And little did I know I was actually going to be having conversations with the guy, which is actually pretty crazy. But when you watch that, I remember watching that movie, and, it really just like, especially with dudes, obviously, with guys, it was like a guy's movie. It was a dude's movie. I remember seeing it with friends, and you just like, you walk out of that going, Jesus Christ, who wants to fight? Oh, who wants to lift some weights? Jesus, you start, it created like, all of a sudden it just like ignited some testosterone in there. But, but it still holds up to this day. I mean, it came out in 2005? I mean, we're talking about 20 years later. It was like the movie still holds up. But this is what Gerard Butler said right here, Variety. Gerard Butler says there were an insane amount of injuries while shooting Zack Snyder's 300. Every day, somebody was getting taken to the hospital. That's how crazy this movie was right here. Now, it's not a slam on everything like that. I mean, it's obviously not a slam, but he was talking to people, and he said right here, I remember every day somebody was getting taken to the hospital. You'd be doing a fight, you turn around, there's a guy down there, a spear went into his eye. Another time you turn around, there's a guy over there who just fell, broke his ankle. I mean, it was insane. It was insane. So, and then he continued on here. I thought it was, let's see, he said, Butler never sustained injury while shooting 300, but he did almost drown. He almost drowned, guys, while shooting wait, what? Oh, this is something else. This is 2012. Never mind. That's something else. I was like, what? He almost drowned? I didn't read the bottom part of the article, but yeah, when he's talking about obviously 300, that was something different right there. I was like, almost drowned? Oh, that's another movie that he was talking about called Chasing Mavericks. I don't even know what the fuck that was. Never heard of that movie. But that just shows you right there, like, how insane that movie was. But they pulled it off. They pulled it off. I mean, and Gerard Butler was insane for the shape that he got in. Like, I remember, if you look at the behind the scenes of 300, if you look at the behind the scenes of 300, when they talk about the workout regimen, obviously, like, the main actors all had to get in ridiculous shape. They all had to get in ridiculous shape, and Gerard Butler would work out with the actors that he was working with. They would go home, and then he'd work out even more. That's how like crazy shape that he got in. I mean, you look at it, you just go, Jesus Christ, your abs have abs. It's crazy. It's crazy, But that's just the way it was. And that movie was made with like a $50-60 million budget, and it made like $450 million at the box office. Yeah. At the theatrical run, it says right here, $450 million. And it's just that it put Zack Snyder's name on the map, because nobody has been able to really emulate his slow motion techniques to the point, I mean, Zach has even talked about it, where they had to come up with a certain camera rig to do the slow motion zoom ins, fast motion into slow motion zoom in rig. They created a rig for that. They created a rig for that. And I think even like James Cameron, Ridley Scott have looked at that movie and been like, yeah, that's how you make a signature as a director. That's why I say F you to the haters of Zack Snyder of like, well, he created that and everybody's been trying to emulate that. They can't quite do it. Even when it came to the sequel, Rise of the Empire, 300 sequel, even like, Zack produced it. He didn't direct it, but they were trying to still like, hey, let's capture that magic. Didn't quite happen because nobody talks about the sequel. Still talk about the original movie, though. So, anyways. Yeah, thought that was cool. And you want to see another thing that's cool? We got a Superman poster right here. My new poster for Superman, movie directed by James Gunn with David Cornsweet. And this guy right here, it's Gravity Creative right here. Made this poster, pretty damn cool, showing the Fortress of Solitude and Superman standing right there. Beautiful poster. I mean, it's just, yeah, you got the statues, of course, of his parents, his Kryptonian parents, and it just looks good. That's a good poster right there. That's a pretty freaking sick poster right there. Yeah. Like I said, I'm a sucker for when it comes to that. I know, clean. Absolutely clean. I mean, just all the crystals, and then you got the two statues. I mean, everything is just so, it's just so perfect. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you guys notice, too, I didn't even notice right here, you got the S. You got the S right there. I didn't even notice that when I first saw that. Man, it just blends in so well with the crystals. I didn't even realize that until I just, like, looked right now. I'm like, wow. You got the S right there, right in the crystals. Just beautiful. Sometimes I'm like, God damn. I'm telling you, sometimes these studios just need to reach out to these creative people that design this stuff and be like, can we use that? Can we use that? And they should. And they absolutely should. Oh, here we go. Oh, my God. Oh. Kraven the Hunter. That's right. Kraven the Hunter. I'm talking about Kraven the Hunter right now. And I don't know. This movie's going to be studied just like Madam Web, just like, Morbius is going to be studied. They're all going to be studied. All these Sony villain movies are going to be studied, even though, like, Sony was like, hey, we have an idea. We know what we're doing kind of thing. And it's like, do you really know what you're doing? But they utilize anything and everything that they can when it comes to their movies. And I didn't notice this when it came to Kraven. Maybe because I just wasn't paying attention all that much, because I was like, this movie does suck. It's not that, it's got some good action, sure, but there's a part right here with Adriana DeBose, yeah. She, we got the shot of her right here, right?
Look at what you became.
Okay, so she said, look at what you became. You see that shot right there, okay? Well, somebody was like, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in.
Look at what you became.
Do you guys notice something there? Do you guys notice it? Do you guys notice what is going on here? That is a digitally altered face right there. She did not really say those words when they filmed this.
Look at what you...
Do you see that? Do you see that? That is ridiculous. You could see it, right? That is so crazy. So they had to change the dialogue in this scene. So they took kind of like almost like a still shot.
Look.
And they just had the mouth move. Look at the mouth. The mouth is like moving. Look at the mouth move, and nothing else is moving. That is insane. That looks like one of those sketches from Conan O'Brien, the late night with Conan O'Brien, when he had, his guests on through like a monitor that was actually like a celebrity, and they did the mouth movement, and then they had her close her eyes. Like, her whole body is not moving at all, except for the mouth. That is absolutely insane. What the actual... let's... Shit's not working. Oh, man. Everything's frozen right now. Shit. Hold on. What the hell? Okay. Everything just froze up for me right now. Sorry. There we go. That's what I'm... Good job, Sony. You thought that nobody was going to catch that, but the internet has some detectives. They caught that shit. Holy crap, man. Oh my God. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that actually happened. So yeah, good on Darren Moody, who actually posted that right there. Because I didn't catch it. I did not catch that. So bad. They thought, oh, that's good enough. That's good enough, right? Oh man. Oh, I thought that was hilarious. So I had to share that one. So anyways, that's all the tweets right there, guys. End it with a bang. End it with a bang right there. Yeah, it froze probably a little bit. Sorry that when I did that, but hopefully I don't know why, like when I hit my little device right here to do like drops and stuff like that, it like locked up. Sadly, technology. Gotta love it, right? Anyways, guys, all right. So DCU news. Let's get to some DCU news. Like I said, there's not much that happened. Not much that happened when it came to DCU news. I mean, I would say like the only other things that when it comes to DCU, first off, you guys should check out the How It Should Have Ended, YouTube channel when they do, of course, like the Batman and Superman. Batman and Superman, they meet up at a diner and they just like talk, because I'm Batman. They've been doing it for a while, and it's just a great commentary to when it comes to the superhero space, especially DC. And naturally, they just keep on evolving when it comes to that. Well, I mean, the latest video that they did, it's absolutely hilarious because, obviously they have crypto. They start, we have crypto that's being introduced, and it's like, hey, I have a dog now, and kind of thing. And then, of course, how Batman is reacting when it comes to events in the Penguin. So watch it. I won't spoil anything, but there was some things like that I wanted to make sure you guys, but yeah, How It Should Have Ended, that animated little series. It's really good stuff. Of course, we have Superman, the Christopher Reeve doc. I still have not watched it yet. It did get nominated for Best Documentary at the BAFTA Awards. The BAFTA Awards did get nominations. I'm not going to go over those nominations. Like I said, we're in award season. There's so many different ones. And, of course, there's the BAFTA Awards, and, nominations are happening, some of the similar ones and everything like that. And then, of course, the Penguin got nominated for Best Limited Series at the Writers Guild as well. So there's just all kinds of things that are happening. I think, like, the next big one is the SAG Awards, and then, of course, the Academy Awards and everything. So we got that. We got all that. Let's see. But now we got James Mangold. James Mangold, that's right. Of course, he's promoting A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan movie starring Timothée Chalamet, which I still need to see. Didn't catch it, and definitely will when it comes out on video, because I'm kind of curious about it. I like a good biopic, and apparently this one's going to be a pretty good biopic. So good that Timothée Chalamet is going to be hosting Saturday Night Live as both the host and the musical guest. Did you guys see that? Yeah, apparently Timothée Chalamet, they're like, hey, why not? Let's just have Timothée Chalamet be the host and the musical guest. So naturally he's going to be singing those Bob Dylan songs, So, and I think he can, obviously he can. It's not hard to sing like Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan just had a unique style when it came to him just kind of singing, but mainly talking. And he was more of a poet, so why not? So obviously, James Mangold, of course, has been promoting that, but naturally they're going to be asking him about Star Wars, because he has a Star Wars movie about the origins of the Jedi. throwing my pen all over the place here. That's what happens here. I start throwing things. No, but he's got a Star Wars movie coming out that's going to be about the Jedi, and he's even expressed that, yeah, I want to make a Star Wars movie that's not attached to the initial story. Which I'm like, yeah, I think a lot of us are kind of going like, yeah, let's get rid of the whole Skywalker thing. Let's, I mean, the Acolyte, we were kind of hoping that was going to be like, hey, that's going to be very Jedi centric and stuff like that. For the most part, it was, but then of course they added, of course, the Jedi witches and all the twins, and it just kind of fell through because it wasn't written that well. The dialogue was horrible. Some of the acting was bad, but some of the action was good when it came to at least like the fighting, lightsabers. I'm all about that. My favorite part of Star Wars is, of course, the lightsaber action. That's my favorite parts. So we'll see what happens when it comes to Star Wars, but we got to remember he's got Swamp Thing that's going to be coming out. And we got an interview right here. We got an article right here from MovieWeb. James Gunn. I almost said Gunn. Jesus Christ. Too many Jameses. James Mangold has a clear mission for DCU Swamp Thing. So naturally they were asking about that, and they were talking about, and Mangold, and I tell you what. So one of the quotes right here that he said when it came to Swamp Thing. While I'm sure DC views Swamp Thing as a franchise, I would be viewing it as a very simple, clean, gothic horror movie about this man monster. Just doing my own thing with this. Just a standalone. And I'm like, well, that's interesting, because then I started going like, is this going to be like an Elseworlds thing? I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's not an Elseworlds thing, because James Gunn did post this right here back in, this is what, like April of 2023. Of course, when we started charting the course for the DCU, one of the first people I talked to was the super talented, of course, James Mangold, about writing and directing his passion project, Swamp Thing. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's not going to be like an Elseworlds thing, but he wants to make a passion project, and I'm all about directors making passion projects. But I'm just kind of going like, all right, so he's going to establish Swamp Thing, and I'm sure there's got to be, I would imagine, this is the thing, guys. I would imagine that James Gunn, his only note for Mangold would be, don't kill him. Don't kill him. Okay? Please do not kill him, because we would like to maybe utilize him. Justice League Dark or whatever. Could be something there. I mean, James Gunn he has teased Deadman. So there's probably going to be something there. Jesus Christ. There's probably going to be something there. There's probably going to be something there when it comes to Deadman. And I mean, James Gunn has teased that. So there's going to be probably something there when it comes to Justice League Dark. So probably his only note is like, hey, just don't kill him. Just please don't kill him. Just please don't kill him. And then he continues on. I love this right here when it shows like the Heather Locklear sequel, in Swamp Thing. But he said right here too, like when he's talking about, when it comes to all this kind of stuff, I've learned a lot, whether it's making an action film or whether it's making a Western and bringing those energies to a kind of superhero film or Marvel film. You not only learn things making one genre, but then you learn how to carry over lessons from the genre into another one that you might not expect. So basically, Mangold going like, hey, I've learned some things, because we have to remember, Mangold is a good filmmaker. He's a good filmmaker, and he's done some very good work when it comes to certain biopics. But when it comes to this space, when it comes to the superhero genre, obviously when it comes to the Wolverine, and then of course Logan, excellent job when it came to that. Now, the last movie that he decided to make and jump into a franchise was, of course, What was it called? I don't even remember what it was called because it was so forgettable. And it was like, Jesus Christ, the Indiana Jones movie, something of destiny. I don't even remember what it's called, guys. I'm totally drawing a blank. But, obviously he was like, hey, James Mangold's going to be doing Indiana Jones 5. And then you watch it and you go, oh, well, that was something. And it just, didn't really work out too well. Dial of Destiny. That's what it was. I was like, Diamond of Destiny? No. Dial of Destiny. Yeah. So then it was just like, okay, so, well, and then of course he's getting praise, getting nominated. There's nominations for his movie when it comes to this. So I still have faith in James Mangold. Kind of curious though, because, you got a Star Wars movie and a DC movie. It's like, Jesus Christ. So like pretty much the next 5 years are pretty much mapped out when it comes to him and everything. So not quite sure what's gonna, when it comes to, hopefully like he could balance those two because he's in pretty high demand when it comes to those two franchises. And I'm just kind of wondering. So just kind of wondering when it comes to that, but that's what he had to say about that. The fact that it was like standalone. And I think a lot of people were just like, I was just kind of going like, okay. I think like, yeah, when it comes to the DCU, I'm hoping for, yes, things can feel standalone. They don't have to be setting up the next thing, which James Gunn has expressed. He's expressed that many times. So it's like, yeah, you can have a Swamp Thing movie, and hopefully it's going to be a cheap budget. It's going to be made very well. It's going to be something different because Mangold has even said that too. What can you tell? What story can you tell that's not been told? And I'm just kind of going like, okay, yeah, let him do his thing, but I'm sure like Swamp Thing, if they decide to do some kind of Justice League Dark or they do some kind of crossover, it's like, I think the only note that James Gunn would actually give him is like, yeah, just don't have him die. Just don't have him die because we might utilize him in the future. That's it. Other than that, do your thing, man. I trust you. That's what I could help. So, anyways, that's all your DCU news right there. So, that's it. And now we got Daredevil Born Again. Ho, 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 ho. Here we go, guys. Finally. Jesus Christ. My God, sorry. My God, how long did it take? How long did it take for this freaking trailer to come out? They showed it at D23, right? They showed it there. They were like, hey. They're like, hey. Let's wait. It's coming out March 4th. So let's wait a little bit. We're going to give the people what they wanted to see when it came to D23, but we're going to hold it off for the rest of, of course it got leaked online, but I hate watching bootleg trailers. I really do. But all right, so let's go ahead and watch the trailer and then we'll kind of break it down a little bit right here. Yes.
Thank you for finding the time. I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
Oh, man. The tension in that scene.
A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up in the world.
I could say the same about you.
The mayor serves his city. I can see you're not entirely convinced.
Can you blame me? I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
The line was crossed.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power it has over us.
This city can't go unchecked.
That music, man.
Sometimes
that music.
Peace needs to be broken. And chaos must reign.
Mind putting the hatchet down? I was raised to believe in grace. But I was also raised
Ouch.
retribution.
Scream it up, baby, yes. Woo, buddy, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. As the kids say online, which I don't understand exactly what it actually means, because I'm like, where did we go? But every other day when I'm online, I'm like, I see people go, oh, we're so back. I'm like, where'd you go? I've been here the whole time. We're back? We're back from where? I'm just saying, okay, anyways. So let's kind of go through this trailer a little bit. Obviously, this is going to be a very intense scene between these two. And then, of course, we're gonna see Mr. Fisk right here beat the shit out of somebody. Obviously, he's a politician now. Let's see. As we go through, I mean, that's gonna be a very intense sequence. We see Karen, Foggy right here, which we're so glad. Remember, at first they weren't coming back. Remember, at first they were not coming back. But it's always great to see them. You know, it's been what, 6-7 years since we've seen them. Look at how happy they seem. Oh my God, looking sharp, looking great. You gotta love that.
In the world.
And then, of course, right
The
here.
mayor
Did you guys see the little Easter egg? Of course, they're gonna put the Easter egg because it's in the MCU. In the MCU, look at that. The Rogers musical. The Rogers musical is right there. Right there, of course. They're gonna put that in that shot right there of Times Square, New Year's Eve. Interesting. Okay, but yeah, of course, they're gonna put the Rogers musical right there just to be like, yep, remember, this is in the MCU. And we got to remember too that in this world that yes, the blip has happened. The blip has happened. Anyways,
You blame me?
yeah,
I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
He is gaming the system.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
So of course he stopped being a vigilante. We
The
remember
line was crossed.
that shot right there, this shot right there. Holy crap, is this shot beautiful? But at the same time, what the fuck is happening here? Please tell me that Karen or Foggy is not in that fucking stretcher right there. That's probably what's going to be the case. If you notice on the mask right here, there is a broken horn. One of the we got a horn right here. We got a broken horn on the cowl right here. So interesting. Does give some Watchmen vibes. Remember when the remember when the button like falls down? So it gives a little vibes right there.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent
Not sure who that is and what's going on in there. Subway fight. Ouch.
power. It has over us.
The city.
And then, of course, there's, what's his name, who played Bullseye. Right there. So we're seeing, like, the aftermath of that. He's in, obviously in custody.
The city can't go unchecked.
Never done. I love, dude, the score. Ah, god damn. It's just like that organ playing. So freaking good. I'm semi-eyed right now.
Sometimes peace needs to be broken. Chaos must.
Okay, I forgot what this character's name is. Who's this character again? I'm totally drawing a blank. On who this character is right here. So somebody tell me. And yes, Ryan, you have a good eye with that. It does remind you of like the Heat, like a little bit of diner scene when it came to De Niro and Pacino right there. But I forgot what this character's name was. And then of course we have, that's White Tiger. I don't think, is that White Tiger? Either Muse or White Tiger. I thought White Tiger shows up at, he had a different mask. Maybe it's a beginner's mask. And then, of course, we have Bernthal, who's just like bearded up, long hair. You better believe that the whole blip thing in the MCU had a massive effect on him, too. So that's great that we're seeing
I'm ready to
Frank.
hash it down.
And then he's going to, of course, probably like right next to his head, do that whole thing.
I was raised to believe in grace.
And I'm not sure who he's playing, but this is Gandolfini's kid right here, right? This is Gandolfini's kid. I didn't even know he was in this, but yeah, this is Gandolfini, his kid, who played, of course, the young version of Tony Soprano in that one movie. It's Muse. Okay, and then you got some people hanging up right here. That's cryptic. That's White Tiger right there, right? That's him right there. Yeah, because you could see, obviously, you can see the necklace right there.
I was also raised.
Ouch. That just looked like painful as all hell. So this is gonna be one of those scenes. We're gonna get one of those scenes where Matt Murdock gets back into it, where he goes up on the rooftop and starts like, "Hey, I have to be Daredevil again." So he's gonna start doing his thing. So we're gonna get one of those. We're gonna get one of those little montage sequences where he's like, "Oh, got to get back into it."
To believe in retribution.
God damn. Oh! Ah! Scream it up. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Ah! Just so intense. So intense. Love seeing the hype. Love seeing the hype online. Everybody's hyped for it. I can see you guys are hyped for it too. With all the hype of the Daredevil trailer, Daredevil Born Again, it's bringing an old memory back that I had when the first season of Daredevil came out, and I'm going to bring it back to the DCU, guys. I'm going to bring it back to the DCU because after seeing this trailer and seeing the hype for it and everything like that, it just brought back that old feeling that I got when you watch the first season of Daredevil, when he's just wearing, the black outfit. He's not fully formed as Daredevil yet. And I remember midway through that, I went like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? DC needs to take notes on this. Why can't we get a Batman series like this that is this gritty, that is like very hard PG-13, almost crosses that line into R-rated territory? It's definitely TV mature, but why can't we get a Batman series like that? And then today, watching this trailer, I went, just make Brave and the Bold a fucking series. Let's just do that. Hey, Jimmy Guns, why don't we just do that instead? Instead of doing a movie, you're doing series, right? I mean, Lanterns, people are looking forward to that. Penguin was good. Why not just make Batman Brave and the Bold, which I know you're going to drop that, the Brave and the Bold part probably. Make that a series. You got something like that. Make it like this. Make it like this. There's so much. I mean, if you're going to have a Batman that is already well established, you have the Bat family, you have Damian Wayne being the, central thing where it's like, well, we got to get his origin, which of course can tap into Bruce's origin a little bit, at least when it comes to his training and everything. You can have the League of Shadows, League of Assassins, whatever. You can have that, and you can have all this world building with a series as opposed to just a movie. Let's have a series, 8, 9, 10 episodes. I don't know. It's Batman. Do as much as you want. While Matt Reeves is going to do his thing and make the Batman Part 2, why not just have the DCU Batman be a series? Because we have yet to have a centralized Batman series. We have yet to have that. We've had offshoots of Batman, and it seems like they're too afraid to do that. You've had Superman series. You had a very successful one where people really liked. Now you're going to have a Superman movie. You want to do something different? You're already doing something different by being like, hey, let's have Damian Wayne and have something like that, which nobody has seen. You have a Robin that is actually his son. Why not establish that through a series? You can still have him in movies, of course, and maybe it could even lead into a movie. I don't know. It's Batman. You could probably do whatever you want with Batman because it's fucking Batman. But I'm just saying, I would love, and I said this again while I was watching the first season of Daredevil, I was like, my God, It would be awesome if we had a Batman series like that where we could have multiple villains from the Rogues Gallery, but we can have obviously a centralized story that this is like taking place over, and we could flesh it out a little bit. And there's just so much when it comes to Batman, way more than Daredevil, way more than probably every superhero. There's so much you can establish with a Batman universe, especially if you have Batgirl, you have Nightwing, you have Red Hood, you have multiple Robins, you have all this stuff. And especially since you've been toying with the idea of a GCPD and an Arkham series, why not just go, fuck it, let's make Batman an actual series and have something like gritty like this, you know, where Batman is like beating the shit out of people. I mean, obviously we're getting that with Matt Reeves stuff, you know, sure, but I'm just saying. Why not do that? Why not do that? That was just one of the things I thought about today. I'm sure some people don't want that, but hey, it's whatever. The She-Hulk cameo was abomination. The only thing that was good about that was when they first interact and he was doing a bunch of flippies and stuff like that. But other than that, the whole like walk of shame when you literally have you really have like Daredevil. You have Daredevil doing the walk of shame, like he's holding his boots and he's wearing his entire costume. Yeah, that was so freaking horrible. I'm with you on that, Stephanie. Oh my God. But anyways, I just wanted to say that. I was like, man, just turn Brave and the Bold into a fucking series. You know? Make it gritty and something like that. You could do a lot. You want to do something different on Batman? Make a Batman centralized series. I think that would actually work very well. That's just me, though. I don't know. Yeah, the lead is only in like the Dark Knight trilogy, but then of course you're going to have to add the whole thing when it comes to Damian, and that, you know, and it could tie it into Bruce. There could be so much there. And I'm like, oh, there's so much meat on that bone where it's like series now are just like movies. Some people like the Penguin series more than they like the Batman. I think they should do that. That's just me, though. I don't know. That is just me. I hear you, Dave, but there's thousands of DC characters and they're vigilantes. They can do stuff and gritty. I'm not sure. That was weird. Like yours came up as like orange. That was interesting. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Anyways, all right. So there's that. And now let's move on. So who's going to see Wolfman this weekend? Obviously, I'm very excited for this movie because I really like Lee Whannell and as a director. What he did with Invisible Man, I thought was a modernized version. It was really well done. I really enjoyed that movie. And now we got him tackling Wolfman, which, Jesus Christ. I mean, it took a little bit. It took a little bit because The Invisible Man came out pre-pandemic. I think that was like one of the last movies. It wasn't the last movie I saw before the pandemic, but it was one of the last ones. But obviously now he's tackling it, and it's kind of interesting. I'm going to go see it tomorrow, so look forward to my first reaction. But on the Devil Fruit site, with 77 reviews, it is at a 60%. 60%, so interesting. And I've seen some reviews online and stuff like that. How is this thing working now? That's right, view all. So let's read some of these reviews right here and see what the critics are saying. We'll start off with some bad ones right here. It's from Hot Button. Every great movie is a miracle, and Lee Whannell's Wolfman might make you think that God is dead. Wow, that is pretty cruel right there. There's so much interior creaking and panting and so little dialogue or plot that if you close your eyes, the projectionist could have swapped reels with a different genre of doggy style. Oh my God. That is interesting. All right. Adapted from George Wagner's 1941 classic, Wolfman is an intriguing and gory creature feature that explores themes of generational trauma, family, and fear. However, it's not without its flaws. Okay? The big innovation here is to drag out the transformation. This is more a story about infection than it is about traditional werewolf tropes like the thrill of unleashing the beast or the shock of waking up from a violent bender. Saddled by heavy-handed dialogue, thin characters, and a compressed timeline, this new iteration offers a few novel ideas and spends so little time developing them that the viewer may hardly notice the innovations. While a plot progression is obvious, the character dynamics and ominous setting work together to create an emotionally connecting tale that can have you biting your nails, gagging at the visuals, and shedding a tear at the touching tragedy. A film that's half-hearted when it shows any pulse at all. Jeez. So a little bit of a mixed bag when it comes to all this. Like I said, I'm a fan of Lee Whannell. You know, I'm kind of curious to see where he takes this character. And we've got to remember, guys, originally Ryan Gosling was actually attached to this. But, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, look forward to my first reaction tomorrow. I'm going to see it at like 5, I think, 5 o'clock my time. So I'll be posting that, of course. And then finally, we have Avatar Ash. What is it called? Fire and Ash. Fire and Ash. That's right. I'm waiting for the Avatar 4 that's going to be called Avatar Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm here all week, guys. I'm here all week. That was a very awful joke. I know. Anyway, so we got Empire Magazine right here that is displaying some concept art that's called The Path to Pandora. And I'm very much looking forward to what's going to be happening in this movie. I've enjoyed the first 2 ones, but at the same time, I'm kind of curious of like what's going to be happening when it comes to this one. And is it going, what are people going to show up for Avatar Fire and Ash? That's what I'm kind of wondering, because the gap in between the two might have helped it. And when you go to these movies, it's all about the experience. It's really all about the experience. It is, you know, when you watch it on your normal TV, it's kind of just like, okay, not as fun. Obviously, it's not going to be as fun. But anyways, so we got this article right here. Meet Avatar 3's new Ash clan. They've gone through an incredible hardship, says James Cameron. Jimmy Cams right here. So basically, we got this shot right here of one of the fire the clans right here, the Fire Na'vi. So it looks really cool, and they got, of course, flying creatures that have both wings on their arms and their feet. So that's going to be interesting. Pretty interesting design right there, not too shabby. And then, of course, like talking about this, that is actually Varang. Varang is a leader of a people who have gone through an incredible hardship. She's hardened by that. She will do anything for them, even things that we would consider to be evil. One thing we wanted to do in this film is not be black and white simplistic. For once, it might not just be about human-led RDA bringing the ruckus. We're trying to evolve beyond the all humans are bad, all Na'vi are good paradigm. Ooh, so we're going to get some bad Na'vi right here. And then, of course, we have this shot right here, which looks really, really cool. Really, really cool. Varang, of course, is played by Una Chaplin, and apparently gives an awesome performance. So, and then, of course, bringing a breath of fresh air, we'll be, this is called the Wind Traders right here, who is like gigantic Pandoran creatures who soar among the clouds. They're nomadic traders equivalent to the camel caravans of the Spice Road back in the Middle Ages. And you know, they're just fun. Like all Na'vi, they live in a symbiosis. They live in a symbiosis with their creatures, and of course, get ready for the clouds. You know, the skies to be shown in a new way. If you've got any nautical blood in your veins, you'll want to be on their ship. And of course, all aboard, they say. But that looks pretty cool right there too. So, got some pretty cool designs right there when it comes to Avatar Fire and Ash. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, I'm very very excited for the movie. It's not coming out to the end of the year, but I'm just kind of going like, man, it's just like, where does he take it after this? And then, of course, people are wondering, is Jake going to survive? Is any of his family going to survive? That's going to definitely be something, because I know James Cameron is going to push it. And then when it comes to sequels, it's going to end up showing back up at Earth at one point. And I think he's even teased that before, that it's like, yeah, eventually, it's going to go back to Earth at one point. But then we're just kind of wondering who's going to be surviving in Jake Sully's family. So I don't know. Looking very much forward to it. All right. That's pretty much it when it comes to everything, guys. I thought those images looked pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. Oh, I forgot to retweet that. Oops. Pin it. All right. Let's see what questions you guys have here. Let me double check. Make sure there's no madness in here. You just never know. You just never know. All right. All right, let's start off right here. We got Axel right here. Hey, Dave, who is the voice you hear when you're reading a Spider-Man comic? I think I still hear what's his name from the '90s cartoon. I can't remember the voice actor's name off the top of my head, but I think I just I hear his voice if I'm reading that. Yeah, I hear his voice. Kazi Cinema, really wonder what kind of budget they're going to give Swamp Thing. I could see them giving the movie a $50 to $75 million budget, having potential for a big hit, being horror attached to an extremely valuable IP. I agree. It's not going to be a high budget. Not going to be a high budget. And I think, and again, I think this is smart what DC Studios and James Gunn, what they're doing is like, yeah, let's do these, if the script's good, it's good, and do it on low budgets. Low budgets, even the whole Sergeant Rock thing, Clayface. It's like, give it small budgets. We could utilize the budgets, and therefore that means like in order to get a profit, it doesn't have to make a cajillion dollars. That's what we're kind of hoping for right here. Darkness Under the Wind, Dave, question 1. Should both the DCU and MCU reboot consist of either 2 or 3 sagas? Well, let's just get through whatever saga they're going through right now. I don't know. I think we're thinking too far ahead. Question 2, if Foggy does die in Daredevil Born Again, could that be the reason why Daredevil was screaming in one shot? Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if Karen or Foggy ends up dying. Ugh. It's probably going to happen. Just be prepared, folks. One of them might end up dying. Question 3, if the DCU decides to throw in surprises in certain projects with character debuts, but pictures of them leak, do you think they'll immediately take it down or let it float around like how the MCU does sometimes? Hard to tell, because it seems like, when it comes to them, I just showed that in this stream right here, I showed the Daredevil trailer. I have no worries that it's going to get a copyright thing, but any other studio, I definitely worry about that. And I'm like, God damn it. Mr. Nobody, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Swamp Thing being a standalone film. He could travel through time and space, i.e. the multiverse. If anything, he could be the one to bring characters from different Earths together. Also, Daredevil trailer was sick. Is MCU coming back? I think MCU is getting reinvigorated, at least when it comes to the shows. And then Jamin Watson said right here, since when did Swamp Thing ever travel through the multiverse? Apparently, there's probably some kind of storyline in the books. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't read too many Swamp Thing books. So, Devin Wooter, hello, Dave. Do you think Marvel released a Daredevil trailer because the Superman trailer is getting so much view on YouTube? No, it's coming out on March 4th, so they needed to release a trailer sometime soon. I'm sure we're going to get one more trailer before it launches. And why Marvel release it? Do you think the Swamp Thing movie will be rated R? I don't think it'll be rated R. I think it'll be a hard PG-13. And what day we're going to see the suit reveal in Supergirl? I don't think we're going to see it for a bit. Sadly, hopefully, we'll definitely see it sometime this year, but it might not be for a bit. Kenny, Davey, I'm excited for the Super Family and the DCU like Superman and Supergirl. I do think, though, it will be a while before we see the other members like Steel and Superboy. Thoughts? Yeah, I agree. It should. Love the Daredevil trailer. Last question, Davey. Looking back on the Arrowverse, what were some of the best moments? I know the universe of DC TV gets crapped on, but for me, I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, there was some good crossovers, some good action. I mean, Arrow Season 1 was a shit. I don't care what anybody says. And then, of course, talking about, yeah, be yourself. Don't know if you watch the wrestling. I don't watch wrestling. Yeah, I never got into wrestling. Kenny? Mine are, you like Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, and Ric Flair. Nah, I never really watched wrestling. Never got into it. Never got into wrestling. I got into wrestling for a little bit. You know, I liked Hulk Hogan, and then me and my best friend, when I was living in Alabama, I'd play with his wrestling toys, and then I had a wrestling buddy because I just thought it was really cool. But, you know, it was funny because I don't know if my parents really wanted me to watch wrestling. I'm trying to remember, but I remember watching. I was into Hulk Hogan. I liked Hulk Hogan, and I watched a little bit. I got into it for a little bit, but I was mainly into the toys. I thought the toys were cool. I always thought the toys were cool more than watching the thing. And then I just lost interest and never got into wrestling after that again. Never got into that again. So, anyways, there it is. All right, guys. Nothing wrong being a wrestling fan. Hey, like what you like, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. I just never got into it. Anyways, guys, appreciate you guys spending some time with me. Hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, do all that. If you want to become a member and be part of the member stream, we're going to do a member stream after this. And then, of course, we'll do DC Fanimated. When we're talking about another Batman episode, which is always great. So tune into that. And then, of course, look forward to my Wolfman first reaction. I'll be posting that tomorrow. And then, of course, the vodka stream on Friday. All right, guys. Love ya. Members, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Everybody else, I'll see you guys either later or on Friday. All right. Talk to you later.